What we were told at the last community meeting is when everybody has to be out of here.
This story is brand new at 6 tonight. A Portland man slipping through the cracks of a system that was designed to help people just like him. In just weeks, he could be homeless once again. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for K2 News at 6, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Rick Asway. K2 first told you about Naresh Mall last year, but now there's even more urgency. The Safe Rest Village where he lives is closing. As K2's Angelica Thornton reports, he's desperately trying to avoid ending up on the street.
When I moved in here, it was supposed to be only a couple of months at the most, is what I was told.
Naresh Mall has been living at the Peninsula Crossing Safe Rest Village since February of 2024. What he thought would be a quick stop on his path to more permanent housing.
They said that the vouchers had literally just run out about 3 weeks prior to me moving in. They were supposed to be back within a month or two, and we were on the short list because I had a job and everything. And so I said, okay, yeah, perfect.
Naresh ended up homeless after the hotel where he worked closed for renovations. That job came with housing, and when he lost it, he didn't have enough saved up for an apartment. He still thought he was in a better position than most people. He works full-time, has a bachelor's degree, a good resume, and says he's been clean for years. But a few months after moving to the SRV, he started to worry. K2 talked with him last summer, then again in December.
At what point did you start to get frustrated, maybe wondering what's going on here?
When I reached out to you, actually, that's when I was like, okay, well, because we had that huge meeting. We were like, hey, if anybody wants housing, you're going to have to do this detox and then rehab program.
What did you think when they said that as someone who's clean right now?
Well, my first question was, well, what about us? My girlfriend and I, we're not using.
The city, county, and Urban Alchemy, which manages the Safe Rest Village, told K2 participation in rehab or detox was not a requirement for entry into housing. That must have been a misunderstanding. But money for housing vouchers had run out.
I just want to have a place I can call my own and then kind of, progress, I guess you could say.
Things aren't any better now. Both the city and the county are facing massive budget shortfalls, scrambling to find more money to pay for homeless services. And this Safe Rest Village is closing in May to make room for Habitat for Humanity homes. Naresh says he doesn't qualify for those, or Section 8, or any other programs he's applied for.
You could be out on the streets again in a couple of months?
Possibly, yeah.
How worried are you about that scenario?
I'm pretty worried about it. I mean, I've actually talked to my employer, and he said that if something like that does happen, because I work at a hotel, I work at the Hampton Inn, and so I talked to him, and he said, if worst comes to worst, we can house you for, a little bit until you can figure things out.
A relief, but Naresh says living in a hotel is not a long-term solution. K2 reached out to Mayor Keith Wilson's office. A spokesperson told us they couldn't talk about specific shelter participants, but did say the city is working with Multnomah County on a release of funds for housing assistance that is currently in the county's procurement process. A county spokesperson told us something similar, that despite the budget problems, they're spending $2 million to get more people out of shelters and into housing, saying the Homeless Services Department is working on allocations and contracts for that work right now. Additionally, the Homeless Services Department has been working closely with the city's shelter team to help make connections with other system supports as the shelter prepares to close. Naresh could end up at another shelter if there's room. Right now, he's just waiting.
We have a new mayor. We have new city councilors. What would you say to them about the situation you're in right now?
I would just say that, things just need to be more transparent, more clear for people like me who are trying to get housing and trying to kind of progress in life.
Hoping when he hits that move-out deadline, he'll be one of the lucky ones. In Portland, Angelica Thornton, K2 News.
And when we're not on air, you can head to KATU.com. There you'll find more information and links to our past coverage on this story.